But Judge, this idea of looking at, they don't know what I'm holding, but the idea of that I'm looking at something and asking him, they think line by line, is an improper way to gauge whether I'm properly asking the questions, because I'm asking him substantive questions. It is not substantive evidence of, did this happen? And an inconsistent statement of, did this happen? Yes, it is.
Judge disagrees.
Sorry, I have to say something. For 2 years, I have watched the state, and specifically Miss Love, anytime there's been a ruling against her, take the floor and argue every single time.
What do I say every video? Miss Love never takes her L.
I appreciate that an attorney at times is going to want to make a request for the court to reconsider its rulings, but I don't think that needs to happen every time and in the form of a filibuster. Thank you.
Did Mikion, Tay, Shannon, and Traydon shoot up Perry Holmes that night?
No, I did.
Okay. Did you tell the police when you first went in that Mikion, Tay, Shannon, and Traydon shot up Perry Holmes that night?
I told you I was trying to take everything off the motor, so I just lied.
Did you tell the police that you had not talked to him lately?
Objection 403.
Your Honor, yes. Given what has already been said and what we believe will come out, we believe that it is not in any way a waste of time to show the jury certain things that this witness said about Moncton and the last time that he talked to him. And in order for us to allow them to be able to consider certain things substantive evidence, they have to hear what he said, and I have to confront him with it.
This is not even what we talked about on the break, but sustained.
Your Honor, may I ask what it is that I should not do in terms of...
If you want to come up here to the bench, you can.
Okay.
What a disaster. Judge is annoyed that that's not what they discussed during the little break, figuring it out, and she's still doing the other shit, wasting time.
I'm asking you whether you knew the police had your phone records.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember talking to them about Moncton's number? And by them, I mean Detectives Gaither and Dennis in the August 5th, 2015 interview.
They already knew Motor number. I never gave them Motor number.
And did you try to convince the police that the only way you knew the details of April 28th was that Demikion had told you?
This man Demikion was telling everyone everything.
And Demikion, the ones that actually shot up the houses?
No, I didn't.
All right. By yourself? You and Garlington? How many guns y'all have? What does that mean? Then how do you remember it was a lie? Are you saying Garlington because you know Garlington now has been convicted of that too, so no more harm can come to him? Okay. So why can you remember now?
She's really trying to add in Shannon to this hard.
When you couldn't remember a minute ago anything from 2015?
I told you something on Facebook. I told you that 10 times. Never told no police that shot at my house.
Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that it was 2 cars?
I told you 100 cars.
All right, but did you tell them that it was 2? Which car were you in? Who were you in a car with?
Myself.
Yourself and Garlington and Sledge? And Moncton is the one you were closest with out of all those? Then why did you tell the police you were in the car with Moncton?
Yeah, I told you earlier I was trying to let you know that Motor didn't condone in that.
How does telling them you in the car with Moncton when you shooting up houses tell them that he doesn't condone it? Do you remember telling police that Traydon was in another Impala?
I told you I don't know. No trade on no Impala.
How do y'all feel about this? Her going over 9-year-old statements without him reviewing them.
You don't remember telling them whether that orange or burgundy Impala was the same year as Moncton's, probably an 08 or something like that.
88B artistic. I don't remember. I just talk. I don't know. Did y'all do research on me before y'all even try to put me in interrogation or whatever it is?
Okay. You said you're ADHD and autistic?
ADHD and autistic?
So was your answer you did not know that Philo and Dee lived on 1428 Adele Avenue? Can you do it again, Mr. Zachary? Can you let me finish? Okay. Mr. Zachary, the jury has to hear this information.
What a disaster. Great witness for the state.
Do you remember telling the police it was right after Demikion got jumped? Do you remember how you knew who it was that shot after Demikion got jumped? Did you? The next question, I think, is going to...
Sustained.
All right.
Judge ain't playing today. She's sustaining a lot of defense.
Can you answer the question? Do you remember telling police who drove a gray Charger?
Objection 403.
On just getting to how he knows who shot whom and why steps were taken afterwards, and the fact that it was an alleged if gang and rival gang is very relevant and not cumulative.
Sustained.
Have you ever heard of Denise Bell as it relates to... Are you typing something on the computer, Mr. Zachary? What you typing on the computer?
I don't know.
Judge?
Don't touch it.
This man's playing games.
I told you I don't know what it is.
He's looking at his reflection of his hair right now in the fucking laptop,
The
dude.
people positions in the car that you said you were in the night Adele Avenue got shot up. Do you remember telling the police that Shannon's in the front? Do you remember telling the police that Dee's on one side? Right? Do you remember pointing out to the police during that interview where Moncton was driving? Do you remember telling the police that specifically Shannon was a front seat passenger